last contest, Chew On This contest, I posed a question, you know, would it have had that reach had it not occurred during quarantine? And we was forced to look at it because we couldn't leave our houses and we couldn't do anything else. But said all that to say, like, the stage is set, you know, history is about to repeat itself because all the factors are already there. We're seeing mass shootings of black people like last time. Police brutality is surging again. So like last time, it was, you know, every other day, it was, you know, a law enforcement officer either beating or killing a black man or woman. If it wasn't law enforcement, it was just some regular, random Caucasian person, male or female, you know, beating or killing black people. And, or if there wasn't beating and killing black people, there was like falsely calling the police on black people. And so, you know, when the police get there, they're going to beat or kill the black person. So my speaking point of the day is be in a state of preparedness because, you know, everything has to get worse before it gets better. Everything has to get worse before it gets better. Everybody's praying for change. Everybody's hoping for change, but change never comes until things get much worse. Like if you didn't learn anything from the George Floyd incident, I don't know what to tell you. It took a police officer standing on a man's neck for nearly 8 minutes before the whole world said, oh, that's some old BS. So I'm not such a pessimist. I'm not such a gloomy Gus. I'm not such a narcissist where I don't subscribe or into some capacity to believe that we will, as a human race, come together and sit down at the table, the proverbial table of brotherhood, and just, you know, look at each other like a man and a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like human beings. And we don't, you know, I believe that day is coming one day. But intelligently, I know it's not coming any day soon. I know I quite frankly, if before I see it, I'm in my 40s, I know that I'm probably going to be 70 or 80 or not alive at all before that day comes. So in the meantime, we need to be getting prepared because these white supremacists have already showed their hand and it's business as usual. Because before we got the new commander-in-chief, the agenda had already been rolled out. We already seen it. There was beating and killing black people like every other day. We were seeing it repeatedly. Police officer shot, killed, wounded black man, da-da-da-da-da. You could almost set your watch to it. It was a formula. It was, they killed the black person, and then they marched, and then they demonstrated, and they got a $0.2, $0.3 million settlement suit, and then they did it again, and then they did it again, and then they did it again. And it was either the police or just some random Caucasian person, or somebody that was not black. Because, you know, It's a few Spanish people that don't like black people. It's some Asian people that don't like black people. It's Eastern Europeans that do not like black people. There's some Persians that don't like black people. There's some Russians, a whole lot of Russians that don't like black people. A whole lot of Bosnians, Ukrainians don't like black people. It's like almost everybody, it's like almost literally the whole world is against us. Few Polynesians that don't like black people. So I'm definitely not saying go out of your way to enlighten people, worrying about who accepts you and who does not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying now is the time to be armoring up. We got to put on the armor. You have to be honing all your skills, because we're getting attacked financially. We are getting attacked physically. We are getting attacked mentally. We are getting attacked spiritually. So you have to prepare proper defenses in all those realms and all those areas. And now is the time to be doing it. You need to be, learning some new skills, a new skill set. Whatever your personal background is, maybe you're like a tech person, you need to be learning some other type of vocational skill. You need to be learning like a building trade if you're a tech person. Start tinkering around with building, like, building some carpentry, automobiles. If you're in automobiles, then you need to start learning tech. If you're in the hospitality industry, you probably need to be learning how to do clerical stuff, some light clerical and vice versa. So if you're like financial, you need to probably be learning some agriculture. If you're agricultural, you probably need to be learning some type of construction trade. We need to be putting as many skills in the toolbox as possible, accumulating as many skills as you can possibly get. We got all kinds of resources available, literally at your fingertips. You need to be learning something, learning a new way to look at something and a new way to do something. Like spiritually, you need to be praying more. You need to be meditating more. You need to be, on that spiritual path. You need to be working on your mental health. And when I'm saying I include myself too when I'm doing my commentary. So I'm saying the word you, but I mean me too. So all of us. We need to be getting up, working on the interpersonal soft skills. We need to be networking with each other more, collaborating with each other more, really trying to really just build thriving communities, whether it's here in America, whether it's abroad. We need to be, reaching out and attracting like-minded people and achieving things. And one thing we most definitely got to stop doing, we got to stop straddling the fence, because, the fence is down now. You can't have 1 foot over here and then 1 foot over here. You got to call it out. You can't worry about losing sponsorships and, offending people, because they've showed us over and over again, time and time again, that it's war. They have declared war on us. And the sooner we accept that, the better off we'll be. We can't be worrying about hurting people's feelings, standing up for our sovereignty. We can't be worried about, offending people. Like, ain't you tired of worried about offending somebody? They're not worried about offending us. They offend us we are like just limitless, limitless things they do to insult our intelligence and offend us. Like, they go out of their way to offend us. But, with our nature, we want to love up on everybody and we want to kumbaya. But, for everybody else, it's a free for all. And I'm not saying you got to get down and dirty with them, but also you can't just be sitting up here trying to play devil's advocate and, worry about, whose feelings you're hurting. And, because if they was your real friends, if they was really down with black people like they said they're down with black people, but if they really love black people like they say they love black people, then, it's spilled milk, whatever we say. It's spilled milk, whatever we do, as long as we're not physically hurting them, as long as we're not, going out of our way to make them feel bad about themselves. If we're just talking in general about, this system and how it's set up, and, world history, not just American history, how inaccurate it is and wrong it is, the way, they changed it to just erase our presence. If that offends them or make them feel some type of way, they wasn't never your friend anyway. So we definitely need to be, I talked about that briefly on my live feed on Thursday about the young lady that, got physically assaulted. I think now is a good time to drop those gender-defined roles in the home and start teaching our sisters, the art of defense, how to defend themselves, how to load that firearm and take care of it, teach them how to fight. And ladies, which I got sisters especially, because I always hear all the time, oh, I know how to fight, I know how to throw hands, I grew up in a house full of all boys. That don't mean you know how to fight. That means you know how to fight your brothers. And newsflash, your brothers aren't trying to hurt you. You irritated them, and they probably flicked you on the forehead and probably pushed you down really hard. I know ain't no male sibling just pummeled your face. I know they ain't just sit up there and try to beat you until you was unconscious. If you physically fight with your husband or your boyfriend in a relationship, that don't mean you know how to fight. That means you just know how to fight that person when y'all physically get into it. Because you'll find out you can't when somebody don't give a damn about you. Like your brother and your male siblings, your male cousins, they love you. They're not going to try to hurt you. The person you're involved with, even if they call you a boatload of names and treat you bad, if they're still with you, if they've been with you for over a year, they love you and they ain't trying to hurt you. They might say hurtful things to you, but they ain't trying to hurt you. Now, when you meet a perfect stranger, they don't care nothing about you, you're going to find out how good you know how to fight. So, said all that, we need to be teaching our sisters how to defend themselves. Definitely, as black men, it is our duty to, protect our women. But like I said in my live feed, sisters, y'all got to help us help you. You got to help us protect you. So we got to be emotionally intelligent. Y'all can't just be sitting up there popping off on dudes, pointing all up in their face and getting all up in their grill and all that. You know what I'm saying? Just maintain ladylike, maintain femininity, maintain basically just your queen, keep the crown.